Our last thing to posit. You want to type with an instance property that you can get. Getting the property can't be done without input.
Swift does offer get accessors that take arguments. Are you familiar with what those are?
Subscripts! Is it subscripts?
Subscripts it is. Vastly underused in Swift. Typically, I think the grammatical function of subscripting is to reduce plurality by at least one dimension.
For example, if we have properties and we index into them, we'll expect a property. Let's start with what we're already familiar with and support subscripting with it. The only new requirement is that we need something called properties, which is subscriptable. What we want is to be able to give a name to the subscript itself, as one can with a function, but that's not possible yet.
In C#, which is a language I think is very similar to Swift, subscripts are called indexers, and you can find reference to people requesting named indexers back to at least 2008. Here's what I think is the most popular request thread. Index properties and named indexers would be the same thing. We haven't been made aware of anyone else's interest for them in Swift yet. Please let us know if you are a person who has had such an interest. Fortunately, the lack of native language support is something that we can disguise.
Here is a generic struct which takes in a get, stores it, and forwards it to a subscript.
And we can use it like so. You can custom tailor structs that fulfill similar purposes as this, but we think this exact code should work for all cases where you have a one-argument index and you don't feel a need to give it a label at call site.
Of course, this doesn't work if the accessor could throw an error, because subscripts can't throw errors yet. But let's not leave this on a low note. This has been a common use case for us, and we can make it look pretty good for now.
We're very interested to know if you've been tackling the challenges we presented here. We've actually yet to talk to another person who has told us that they felt a need for assigning to accessors.
If you have no idea why we would use any of this, please don't throw tomato errors at us. We'll be sharing our actual use cases in the future.